everybody. Welcome. We are going to do a reading for Lunar New Year. It is also a new moon, and we're moving into eclipse season too. So there's a couple of things that are going on. Let's start off with, for those who are empaths, light workers, let's pull a card for those of us who feel that that's why we're called to be here during this time period, and see what our message is from our guides about that important work that we do. So for those who are doing some heavy lifting, some soul work, and we've perhaps felt burned out, this is going to be for you. And then we'll see, we should feel like a lifting of some things too with some of the eclipse energy, new moon energy. So hopefully that comes to pass too. And so we're getting divine grace and the call of efficiency. So the law of efficiency. Let's see what it's telling us. Now, this is a wonderful deck. This is the Lightworker Oracle deck, which I highly recommend to you if you're looking for a deck. It's got a little bit of a lengthier message, but I think it's important for us to know it. So let me read this to you. It is time your life became easier. Yes, I affirm that, right? I'm sure you're thinking the same thing. It is time for you to walk the way of divine grace with trust, simplicity, and acceptance. You do not have to try to make things happen. You can gracefully act without attachment and trust that all will be as it is meant to be. Surrender your struggles now as you allow life to serve you with love and kindness. This is the most efficient use of your energy and will lead to the best possible results. So here, what your guides in the universe are trying to tell you is that, you can surrender. You can surrender and flow with ease, right? We're going to be moving into Pisces season 2, which has a lot to do with, the water element and flowing with things. You embrace that energy. You don't need to work harder, right? If you keep feeling like you're grinding and you're trying to work harder, you don't need to do that. All right. Allow things to ease up. And I'm also hearing, no strengths and weaknesses for yourself. And, especially for those who are working with a team, I hear this. If there's others in your group who could do something and faster than you could, and they're great at it, then great, Of course, we want to make sure that there's a good energetic balance and we're not, burdening people, but still, know who could be great at other things and allow for that ease and surrender and flow. So, yes, things could definitely not be harder right now, so affirm that, right? Now, let's take a look at some healing cards and see what kind of messages we want to have. And again, I felt when I jumped on here that this message was for those of us who are the healers healing other people while trying to heal ourselves, while trying to work out karmic stuff, past life stuff, generational stuff, and we're kind of just maybe to hear a little bit. So let's see what messages they have. If that sounds like you, then this one is for you, right? Okay, and I hear one more here. Okay. And the first one is to take positive action. For some people, again, you see the person laying in the path and they're surrendering like the other card. That form of self-care, know yourself. That is positive action right there. Sometimes, resting, right, sounds like it's not an action, but for some of us, especially, like I said, for those of us who are the empaths, the healers, the intuitives, the listeners listening to this, you probably are someone who's doing a lot or on the go a lot, doing for other people, and this is a good time to be careful that you're not overburdening yourself and you're not resting your mind, body, spirit, which is all connected, right? So take that advice, and that is positive. Other positive actions, of course you can do things like the law of manifestation, right? Like working on, visualizing things and doing meditations and other things that can help bring to fruition what you hope to, the word I hear is like unleash your positive energy, your positive stuff, all the stuff that you're doing. And some of you I know are doing like really great work to help your community and other things. Yes, you can. So a positive action could just be taking a step back and like writing things down and mapping out what you might want that to be. Okay, so there's could be a couple of different ways, but rest the body, right? Make sure you're resting your body, your mind, your spirit, all those things, right? They're all connected together. And this next one is about unlocking your heart. Okay. And I think for some listening, this is difficult, especially if you've been burned before by people that you put your trust into and now you're not sure, right? And I think some of you probably blame yourself. And you think like, why didn't I notice that? Why didn't I see that? Was that a red flag? Why didn't, but I think that instead of using that disappointment or whatever it was, remember that it just was a learning lesson for you here. So that was just a learning lesson for you. And they're telling me to make sure you're just not beating yourself up too much, right? So, and then for some of you, you really have your heart is like, I see someone with a padlock and you're really guarding yourself. And probably because that was a defense mechanism that helped you with whatever challenge that you faced, especially for those who really felt like they were done dirty, they weren't done good, right? But they want you to try to again surrender, and that's our overall message. Our first message off the bat was about surrender too, releasing. Again, easier said than done, but think about how you can open up your heart space more. And this is sometimes, for everybody, not easy to do, right? How sometimes you don't know how to help people, right? Maybe it's like, especially if you're carrying a lot of burdens for other people and you're working, in an environment where it's, you're really helping people and you're carrying all that with you and stuff, and you're like, I don't know how I could open my space anymore. Sometimes so I'm hearing in my head, if you're not meditating, and I myself have been having a hard time meditating. I've been away from my regular meditation practice for some time. It's been difficult for me too. If you are away from it, consider going back to it, because it will help you create space for people, right? It'll help you hold space for people who that's what they need from you, right? So unlock your heart. Yeah, that'll help with your healing too, okay? And if you have been wondering if something like, is this something great going to come out of this, or is it doom, or like, what are we in for? And it can be stressful. It could be depressing for listening to all these messages, and we're getting all kinds of things, and we're not sure, like, what's going to happen next. Is anything positive going to come out of this cycle where we are right now, right? So if you've been wondering that, it's a yes. It's a yes. The answer is yes. We're going to feel free. We're going to feel unburdened. I think what the hard part for us now is that it's hard to surrender. It's hard to let go of the attachment we have to the emotion, because people are stirring a lot of emotions in us every day. But the allowing is the way forward, right? The allowing is the way forward, if that makes sense. And that is a difficult practice and exercise, because we don't have anything. See how this person's flying in the air? Sometimes a yes is hard because we're not solid. We don't have all the information. We don't have all the answers. So we don't have anything that's guaranteeing us that something better is going to happen, or that all of this hardship served a purpose for us, or that we are, in the healing professions for a purpose and a reason, right? Especially if some of us have been in the healing profession for a while and we're not sure. We're like, I don't know. I don't know if this is doing anything. I don't know if I'm helping anyone. Maybe we don't get a lot of feedback and we're not sure if our time is wasted or money or efforts. Your guides, the universe, they want you to know that please have faith, because it does matter. And something good and positive is going to come out of all of this. So I hope you know that. Okay. Now we are going to pull a card for the Lunar New Year. Now, it's the year of the horse, right? So exciting, because usually that means we're moving forward. There's some energy. Now, some of you, I know, have some friends who've been dreaming about horses and like really seen some deep stuff. I haven't seen any horses in my dreams per se. I've been seeing some birds and things, but we're going to pull a card from the Horses Oracle and see what kind of message we get for those of us who are the healers, right? And what this year has in store for us. What kind of things can we see happen? What is our psychic download here? And I think we're going to do 2 cards here, is what I'm hearing. Yeah, this one. That's what I'm hearing. Okay. So our first card is Brambles. Laying down new tracks. And that's what some of us are doing. I think some of us, that part of that surrender is that we've realized that we've been, again, grinding, pushing hard, like really trying to like bust open doors. And I think some of us have come to the realization that we are exerting a lot of energy that we maybe don't need to, that maybe there is an easier, remember our opening message, easier path, a different way. If we could just like stop having our blinders on and being hyper-focused on moving this way, there could be something else over here, and that could be more beneficial for us, perhaps. So laying down new tracks, keywords for Brambles here, the horse here, adaptability, being shaped by the world, finding your way. And the message for this one is, be conscious about the pathways you want to keep walking and equally conscious about the ones you are meant to leave behind. I find this is the hardest thing for us. In relationships, right? It could be jobs or a relationship, right? Where we have been in something for a while and we stick with it. And we're like, well, I've been in this for like 10 years. I'm going to just stick with it until whatever. And we really miss other opportunities because we're so focused on this. And sometimes it's not great, but sometimes, right, it's like what they say is like the devil, and we stick with that. A lot of times it's fear or uncertainty, or we feel like there's no other options. And that will keep us defeated, right? That'll keep us defeated. But they want you to know that there are other ways that you could get to where you're meant to be, and you don't always have to struggle to get there, right? I think for some of us feel like if I'm not like, going 100 miles an hour all the time, I'm not working enough. I'm not doing enough, right? And so like try to remember that some of these rules that are put into place, right? Like this bogus, I'm going to say bogus, you can disagree with me, it's okay, 40-hour work week, which doesn't work for most people, right? Because it's not enough time for us to do all the other things that we need to do, right? Like that's what I mean. Think about other pathways and leaving behind things that aren't for us. And again, we have maybe invested a lot of time in something. Maybe we've earned degrees, we've done certificates, we've got all kinds of stuff behind this thing. And we may have done all that and feel like, was it for nothing? Or did I waste my time or my money? But I really don't feel connected to this, or I don't feel called to this. This is the year where they're letting you know, again, sometimes the way forward is by leaving behind some of that stuff. I know that is easier said than done, by the way, for most of us. So that is our first message. And then our next one is the Krakic horse? I'm saying it wrong. Laughter is the best medicine. Laughter is the best medicine. I hope that this is true. I hope we are going to have more to laugh about this year coming up, the year of the horse, because it has been very heavy. There's not been a ton of stuff, right? Like, have you been laughing a lot? I don't know. I feel like we're all in a serious mode, even with like stuff that we're watching on TV or books that we're listening to or whatever it is that we're streaming. This keywords on this one: good-hearted mischief, the ability to laugh at yourself, and unpredictability, and the message is to just get over yourself. You know, I by nature am a very serious person, and I have to remind myself to lighten up and that it's okay to have joy and laughter, even if it's serious, right? So you can be a serious person but still introduce laughter, which is going to lift the soul. And that's needed, right? So this year of the horse, if we're wondering what the new year is for us, it is one, not to take ourselves so seriously and to laugh. And we may need to seek it out. That's what I hear. We may need to seek it out. Some of us may have forgot how to laugh, right? So that is our first one. And then thinking about other pathways. Right? Thinking about other pathways, and there are more than one, especially for those of you who are listening who feel stuck, who feel like there is nothing else, like this is it, I don't know. That the second you buy into that, you are defeated, and they don't want you to feel defeated because the universe has other great things in store for you. Now, I want to pull one final message for you. Again, I think this message is going to connect well for those who are the light workers of the group, those who are, the fellow psychics, the Reiki people, the counselors, librarians, all my people out there. Who've probably, with everything that has been going on, are really deep in emotions, right? I think a lot of us are deep into our emotions, and we're finding it difficult to connect with sources of laughter and joy. So we'll pull one final message for us to see what this new moon energy is going to bring to us. Okay, it's this one. And so it is the third ray of creative intelligence. And I'll read you the message, but I think obviously what they're telling you is the way to transform. And I think some of you would like some kind of transformative moment. And that's going to happen for you. And that way forward is through creativity. And I think some of you are in spaces where you are not allowed to be as creative as you probably need to be. And some of you, I feel like you've got all this creativity and energy and all this stuff, and it's like dammed up in you because you don't yet have an outlet for it. Either you don't work in an environment where there's a place for it, or you don't feel like that you have time or energy after work, like you're drained and you're not sure how to unleash that when you're home either. So you feel it, like you're like, I feel like I want to like let all this out. I'll read you the message, but remember that creativity can be a couple different things. I don't just mean like doing art or projects. Great if that's you and you feel like that's how I get through my creativity. Could be in your writing, right? If you do writing, like I do, or whatever other thing that you do. I feel for some of you, it can be through dance or singing, or for some of you who do music, especially if you've been away from that and it's like, you've been like busy with life, like, you're on the go, you're doing things, or you're taking care of your kids, your pets, your older people, all this stuff. So with this one, they are wanting us to know the third ray of creative intelligence brings the gift of practical spirituality and develops the talent for grounding inspired creativity into the world. It empowers your manifestation. Again, the creativity is here to definitely to empower you, to help you, okay, and others, help you to help others, help you to heal others. This ray brings many gifts, including new ideas and practical support needed to bring them to life. The ability to organize, make connections and networks, and synthesize information from various sources into one coherent whole. And the guide on this one is Archangel Chamuel. Now, if you listen to my weekly forecast reading that I posted a couple days ago, and I'll link it at the end of this video. That was our overall message, that we are going to have ideas, a lot of downloads of information, ideas. Even if we feel tired, overwhelmed, however we're feeling, jot those things down, because there is a purpose for you to eat. And some of you I know are getting them from dreams. Some of you are just seeing little visions. However you're getting this information, write this stuff down. Hold on to this stuff, because it's going to be time for you to take positive action and to move forward with it. That is meant to help heal you and help heal other people. Okay, so that all is going to be coming to you. And some of you I know need and recognize that, like, okay, I've got great ideas to bring all this together, right? Like some I know some friends of mine and I've been talking about, like, okay, we have all these spiritual gifts. We want to figure out how to organize other light workers, how to organize other Reiki people. How do we do it? So that we can send out all this healing power we feel we have out into the universe. This is where you're going to work on manifesting those partnerships. And I think some of you probably recognized already, okay, wait, I can't do everything on my own. Remember that first card we got, the divine law of efficiency. You're not doing it all on your own. So don't put a burden on you, right? Like, you're wanting to help people, but you're like, oh God, I got all these great ideas, but I'm going to do them all by myself. No, you're going to do them with community, with other people who are also like you. There are many other people who are like-minded, who want to help humanity, who want to do other things. And this is going to be a time where we're going to figure out how to connect all those missing dots, how to put together puzzle pieces that, have probably been on the surface, or again, we've seen some visions, other things, but we haven't been able to figure out how to get it all together and how to connect globally. This is the year for that. This is that. We're going to be moving forward towards that. So I hope this hits you in the right way. I hope this makes you feel hopeful and positive for what's coming up for us. Again, there are other hard lessons to come, but there is a purpose for them, and they are going to be helping us. They're definitely going to help us. And because you have overcome, for whoever's listening to this, who's meant to hear this, you have overcome a lot. I hear a lot of stuff in your life that would probably break somebody else, but not you. You're not broken, and you're still all these lessons have made you very flexible and adaptable. So something came out of that, and that flexibility, that adaptability is what's helping to heal humanity now. So I hope you share what those gifts are. Please share in the comments. Let me know what your gift is, what you're putting out there. And think about those intuitive downloads that you're going to be having now. Okay? So best luck, everybody.